transfer intubate now zero. That's what's funny. Last week it was 200 and something, and last month when you billed me it was 1,000 something. I said I want to speak to your supervisor. Of course, I was speaking to some damn Indian. He said, well, I need to help you. I said, no. I said, I'm tired of this crap. I said, apparently somebody's making a mistake here.
Grab some more of that there, otherwise I can't have my Java there. So I'll let you guys go there.
Heck. And
Out to that ways, man. It took me through the streets. I got up and out of there. Where you coming, to Kennedy?
Memphis.
KD2, KT, I'm not completely sure there, but anyways, I marked there. I'll say 73s, guys.
VA3 KBC?
Yeah, 7-3 there, 7-3 there, Mike, and coffee creamer. Yes, you must have some coffee creamer.
Yeah, I can't drink the stuff. I've tried that a couple of times. It just turns my stomach upside down.
See you later, Mike. Enjoy your day. And hello, Cuz.
Okay, Mike, 7-3 from KD2, KT.
Yeah, 73s, Mark.
73s, Mike. Good hearing you.
Yeah, 73s, Brad. That was Brad out of Ohio.
Yeah, Roger.
Yes, good afternoon, gentlemen. And Andy. Just an FYI, I've got the stream up and running, so whether anybody cares or not, but I do have the live stream running on YouTube. Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie.
It does me no good. I can't watch it. Anyways, excerpt, guys. Here we go. Frequency response. Some microphones have been designed for specific purposes, like the Shure SM58, which has developed for very close and has been effectively utilized in live vocal performances. The Shure 562 was designed for paging and industrial communications. These microphones often have a frequency response focused at the maximum intelligibility to be transferred. Interestingly enough, this is also the same portion of the audio bandwidth that is important to ham, Some microphone companies such as Heil Sound have capitalized on this by designing microphones with a healthy bump in the response from 1.5 to over 5K. This response extends beyond the 3K bandwidth of most ham transceivers. It doesn't present a problem because the transceiver rolls off the information above 3K. Blah.
Okay. Now look up the Rode Procaster.
No. I was just reading the excerpt, and this is nothing to do with me. I was just, I read the article, and I kind of go,
Yeah, well, it's funny that, they didn't do that. One of the things that I love about this microphone is that, the transmit bandwidth on the 7300 almost perfectly fits the bandwidth of the Procaster. Now, those other microphones, I know. It's funny about, the Heil microphones, that little bump that they have in there. And it's always like, okay, why did they do it? But they always sound great. I mean, that's the one thing, you either love Heil microphones or you hate them. It depends. I happen to, I have one Heil microphone, the ICM. The other one that I have is the HC6 element on my ProSet Elite. And funny thing about that ProSet Elite, I just had to order all new frames for it because I don't know whether you guys have ever heard it, but after like 10 years or whatever, all the like rubberized parts start to degrade. Well, mine did. One just split wide open, and the left right ear, it almost just hangs there now. So $30 later, I ordered a kit to make the full repair.
Oh, sure. Anything from rubber or plastic will deteriorate over time. The oil evaporates and dries out, and the material becomes less pliable, or should I say less flexible. Anyways, that was a shameless plug that was in there, guys. I was like,
Shameless plug. I love it. Yeah, Mark, I don't know if you heard what Andy was referring to, but he came across an interesting article in the April edition of QST, written by a fella named Lyndon something or other, call sign K6 Echo Bravo, and he writes about the microphone and an amateur radio, and that was basically one of the pieces of the article. Ah, okay. I'll have to look that up and see if I could find it, because I don't get QST. I stopped being a member of ARRL years ago. They really have nothing to offer me, so I said, the heck with it, I'm out of here.
I get it, but my wife was in the store and picked it up, and she nicely gave it to me. She says, here's some reading for you, so there you go. So I had to quickly thumb through it and look.
Well, of course you do, but if you've noticed, if you got it, 20 years ago or so, there was a lot of technical articles in it. Now it's all advertisements.
You are correct. I would say the majority of it is ads, yes.
And I think that's the thing that annoyed me the most, that there was a real lack of technical articles in there. And that's what I used to enjoy reading about people, being creative with antennas and tuners and, you name it. But of course, the homebrew stuff has just gone away. There's very, very few people that do it anymore.
Well, Mark, maybe you should look at QEX. You might like that one.
At what? QEX?
Yes, correct. Quebec Echo X-ray.
Oh, okay. Well, speaking of home brewing and stuff, now it's not really a kit, completely a kit, because the main board is all surface mount. But I bought myself a nice little QRP kit. Basically, you just assemble everything, and you've got yourself a nice little QRP radio.
Well, for $10 you buy an SDR, and then all you got to do is rig it, and then you can get a couple milliwatts out, and away you go.
Yeah, but this, this is 5-band, touch screen on it. It's a pretty nice little thing for about $200. I said, in a full metal case. I said, hey, what the heck? My son's got one. He said he put it together about 2 years ago, but he had an issue with the microphone, and he shelved it because he just ran out of time to play with it. Pulled it out the other night, redid the microphone connections in it, and he says, wow, what a great little rig.
K2EYS, right?
Hey, I did not hear that other station. I rephrase that. I did not catch the call of the other station.
Kilowatt 2 Echo Yankee Sierra. Is this Mark from Albion?
Okay, so K2, was it K2EYS?
Yep, okay. Hey, Terry, how you doing?
All right, I just turned the radio on. I thought it was you. I'm doing good, Mark, but I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, well, long story behind that, Terry, and I'm not going to get into it on the air. So we'll have to maybe pick that up sometime over coffee or something like that. But, yeah, long story on that. Anyway, guys, this is Terry, Kilo 2, Echo Yankee Sierra. He's about 5 miles away from me. So, yeah, we're pretty close.
Yeah, and I'm running QRP right now, so I'm running on my KX3.
Well, no wonder I had to listen, because my AGC didn't release after Mark was done.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Here is Terry, by the way. What's your name and where are you from?
Okay, Terry, K2EYS, VE3HJ, and it's Andy, and I'm on Bunker Hill in Norfolk, Ontario.
Oh, okay, very good. I'll let you guys go after your rag chewing. And I just it sounded like Mark, and then I heard you say Mark, so And a pretty good idea with Mark, and just wanted to make sure everything was all right, because I haven't seen him in a couple months. So, all right, Mark, take care, and yeah, when you want to sometime, give me a shot. We'll go for coffee. So K2EYS, and I'll be clear.
Okay, Terry, yeah, we'll catch up sometime. And, yeah, it wasn't a health issue, not at all. So I'm fine, but, yeah, there's, okay, I'll explain it sometime if we get together. So, yeah, take care. We'll talk to you later. 7-3.
7-3, guys.
So, Andy.
Ben out and Brad. Go ahead, Ben.
Oh, don't worry about it, Andy. I'm just sitting here listening along. Didn't really have too much to comment on. I just wanted to make sure that Mark knew that you weren't reading from an advertisement, because I think that's maybe what he thought you were doing. But anyway, yeah, very good. By the way, let's not leave DJ out and acknowledge him. So, and then DJ, why don't you throw it to Brad, VE3 CNF stroke Whiskey 8.
Okay, yeah, very good VA3 KBC. As I mentioned before, I am live streaming now. So, but Andy, question. You may have told me before, but I kind of forget. How come you don't have a computer in your shack?
Because it would be way too distracting for me.
You can't multitask?
Oh, I absolutely can, but I'm like a hound dog.
Oh, well, I always have, well, I have I've got two computers in here, one for the Anan and live stream, and the others for my email and browsing and having QRZ up and running and that kind of stuff. So, but anyhow, no, that's no problem. I just was curious. So it's nice to always have QRZ up, especially if I'm on 17 meters or 20 or anywhere really, and I hear a call, I can look it up, see who that individual is and where they're located, and especially if I'm on the beam here, then I can position the beam to that direction. So just it makes it convenient. But anyhow, everybody's got their own reasons why they don't, and there's nothing wrong with that. So, but yeah, so anyhow, Richie's come out with some new software for Thetis and got it downloaded. I've got meters now and bar graphs. Pretty cool, I think. Actually, when I was doing the net there yesterday, the buzzard roots net, that's a tongue twister. Richie actually came on the live chat and said it looked good, so had just a short little chat with him. So very pleased with it. But anyhow, that's just for the Anan guys, if they wondering what he's come up with now. So anyhow, you said, Brad, I forget who you said to hand it over to. I'll hand it over to whoever you said to hand it over to. Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie.
Yeah, VA3 KBC from VE3 CNF stroke W8 Northeast Ohio. Brad here. I think I get it next. And yeah, I have a computer in the shack, and I do multitask, and it usually means I get distracted, so I can't pay full attention because I'm usually, I don't know, paying a bill or something, and if I get distracted, then, you know, my $50 bill, I'll put in $5,000 or something, and then I'll have a credit on my whatever for the next 25 years. So I got to pay attention to these things. So sometimes I might miss the you know, the tenor of the conversation while I'm trying to do that. And I am. This is a bill-paying day, so I'm trying not to overpay my water bill by a factor of 4 or anything like that. So let me see. Where does it go? I think Mike went QRT. I think Mark was just in there, so it might go to Ben, I think. But well, we'll see what's going on up Georginia way. Let's see, VA3QK, VE3 CNF WA.
VE3 CNF stroke Whiskey 8 from VA3QK in the group. Very good, Brad. Hey, listen, next time it comes your way, tell me about what you're working on with your audio gear. I'm curious. I kind of like to play around with that stuff too. I have a suspicion my stuff is not as advanced as yours, but I'm always working on it, Brad. I'm always working on it. So I'm curious to hear what you've got going on there. And well, as far as report from conditions up this way, there's still ice on the lake, unfortunately, but I do believe we are gradually heading in the right direction. I think we're going to get some rain later this week. I think that's going to take it down quite a bit, and not quite sure when we're going to see it go out completely. But if the trend continues, maybe mid to late April would be my guess. But we'll just have to see. Anyway, I'll shoot her down to Mark, KD2 KT from VA3 QK Group.
Okay, Ben, thank you. Hey, anyway, interesting thing that you mentioned about, ice on the lake and stuff. I just went out today and bought a new snowblower. I figured it's a good time to do it. End of the season, they're making some deals on them. So I went down to my local, shop here and bought a new one. But anyway, you mentioned the ice on the lake. Well, I think we're due for some more snow yet this year, but who knows. But anyway, I have got a question for the collective here. All right, I am on FT8, and I am trying to work, South America to get so I can get my Master of South America. All right, so I put down CQSA, and then my call sign, of course. And what happens? I would think that CQSA could mean maybe one of four things. CQ South America, CQ South Africa, I don't know, a couple of other things that probably come to mind. But then what do? I get calls back from Germany, France, England, Italy. It's like, wait a minute, does SA not mean something to you? This is curious. I mean, what do you guys think? What would you do if you were trying to work South America on FT8?
Mark, can I pick that one up?
Certainly.
Well, I think you're doing the right thing. SA would signify South America, because I don't believe there's any states that belong or that begin with an SA, not that I'm aware of. There are no countries that begin with SA unless, well, maybe that's not true, but I don't know. Certainly not South Africa. That would be a ZS, right? That would be ZS if you were using the call sign phonetics. But you're doing the right thing. Now, why they're coming back to you? Well, that's that's probably just because you've got a nice strong signal, and they are clicking away and responding to you, not considering the fact that you're specifically trying to call a certain region or a certain station. Very similar to, I guess, those who call CQDX on SSB and get the guy in the neighboring state coming back to them. So, Mark, it's just, you got to be persistent, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and, I hate to ignore people who respond. So sometimes, I would go ahead and just respond to them. But it was getting to the point where it was becoming crazy. I mean, I was getting, like I said, calls from Europe and, everywhere else. And it was like, okay, I just started ignoring them because I'm not calling CQTX. I'm not putting out a generalized CQ call. I'm being very specific about where I'm calling into. And, believe it or not, through all that, I must have gotten 20 responses from everybody else, and I got one response from South America. So, figure it out.
Well, excuse me here, VA3 KBC. I don't know much about FT8 other than, is it not the computer sending out the call and other computers picking it up, or am I wrong on that?
No, well, you can, when you do FT8, you set some parameters on there, and you generate standardized calls for you, for me. Like it would be, one would be, CQ, KD to KT, and you would hit the little, box to click on it, and when you hit enable transmit, that's what it would send. Now, everything else is basically automatic, but you can modify that to say, CQDX, CQSA, CQZS, whatever you want. And that's what you would broadcast. So, yeah, it's not a standardized setup. It's and the computer does not automatically set that. You have to set that portion.
Okay, because I know when I did PSK 31 years ago, you'd set up macros. I didn't have any macros. I just did it for a little while just to try it, and I've not done FT8, but I've heard guys talk about using the computer. So I'm just curious, the receiving computers see the signal and respond in kind or what? So anyhow, I just thought I'd throw that out. Like I said, I hardly know I know nothing about FT8 and how it works.
Well,
it's,
no, what would happen
automated,
is if I put out
DJ.
a
This
call,
is a big misconception and one of the criticisms that gets leveled against FT8, I think, very unfairly. I'm not aware of a way to actually allow a computer to essentially collect a given CQ call and attempt to make contact. It doesn't work that way. There's a manual intervention that takes place.
And if they click on it,
you see the calls
that'll respond to me, and it'll show up in my, my right-hand screen that they responded.
Well, essentially, the radio.
All I have to do,
let me think about it. No, the computer will key the radio and transmit the appropriate response. But it's not an automated procedure.
And we're done.
To Mark's point,
it's very quick and easy, although
folks that are responding
for
to him
each portion of it. It gets a little frustrating to 15 seconds.
Call
no
from
big
a list
deal.
of those
But
that
yeah,
have just put out
FT8 is
a
very
call,
interesting.
and they're responding irrespective of the fact
I
that
would
he's
like,
trying to
I should say,
reach a certain
enjoy
geographic region.
digital. But I do, and I'm finding it rather fascinating and having a lot of fun. And getting a lot of countries that I would never get with my setup. It's just, and you only have to run, all right, I run 100 watts, sometimes a little bit more. Okay, let's put it that way. I'm not going to hide that fact. But, it's a weak signal mode is what it is. It's not a low power mode. It's a weak signal mode. But, I have fun doing it. It's enjoyable. I mean, I'm, filling up my, logbook with whole different countries that I would probably never get before.
Yeah, you guys doubled for the longest time. You need to unkey and take a breath and take a break. Anyhow, okay, I'll leave that subject alone. VA3 KBC.
Contact.
Yeah, I'd like to say hello to Ben. I know Ben, and I just want to say to Ben, I know if you're listening there, Ben, VA3 QK. A friend of mine from Nova Scotia told me he worked you there, Ben.
Hey, good afternoon, Steve. VE3SIZ, VA3QK. Yeah, I was talking to, I got to pull up the call now, but yeah, the other day I had a really nice chat with a fella out there, and he didn't mention you, but I guess you and he must know each other.
Yeah, his name's Terry, unless you might have worked this. I don't know, but he was on 17 meters. I told him, I know him from, he actually inspired me to get my ticket. He told me about, in my case, I met an examiner, and he told me all the examiners. He helped me, he also told me about a lot of study sites. V1CCJ, Terry, out of Nova Scotia. He's the fellow that said he talked to you. You remember him on 17 meters?
I do exactly, Steve. Yes, I remember. It was a very enjoyable conversation. He was telling me about his antenna system, which was 75 meter electrical wire that he bought at, I'm not sure where, Home Depot, Canadian Tire, something like that. Anyway, he had it basically installed in such a way that he had the braid of his coax soldered to a ground rod connection, and the center conductor was soldered to the actual wire, and he had that strung out in his trees, and he had no direct on-in or anything like that in line, and he was putting out one heck of a good signal.
Yeah, QSL. Yeah, I've tried to work them before, but that was back when the conditions weren't the way they are now. Yeah, it's too bad. Yeah, so I would have probably heard them good, too. I guess 17 was real open, and what was his signal report? I haven't really ever had a good QSO with him, but now that I know you did, and it was an easy, I'm just curious how, I won't take up too much of your time, because I realize you're in QSO, but I want to ask you, how long was the QSO, and what was the basic average signal strength from him? Because he's only a 100-watt guy.
Yeah, well, I would tell you we probably went back and forth for maybe 45 minutes to an hour. He originally gave me an S9, F59 report. I gave him 5.7, and there was very little QSB, so we were able to go back and forth for quite a while there, Steve.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Yeah, I probably would have heard him too. You know, I know these conditions are a lot better than when I tried to work them in the bad conditions. You know, but these days everybody's hearing everybody. As you know, these propagation has really improved from like 3-4 years ago. Anyways, Ben, I appreciate you taking my call there. I know a lot of people in here, so I don't want to dominate or anything. But yeah, great. Always good to hear you there, man.
Well, good to hear you too, Steve. And hey, don't run away. We got a good group of guys here. So if you want to stick around, please do. With us is Andy V3HJ. I think Mike left us. We got Brad V3CNF Stroke Whiskey 8, who I think you know. Mark KD2KT, I think you know him as well. And DJ VA3 KBC in oh my goodness, Southwest Ontario. I'll be that Leamington area, somewhere that way. Okay. So hang around, Steve, if you'd like.
Oh yeah, I'll hang around. I guess is our friend Vito absent? He didn't mention Vito.
No, I don't think Vito has joined us, but he might be listening. I don't know.
And Ben, I'm actually north of Leamington. Leamington's about but down by Lake Erie, and I'm just at the bottom of Lake Lake Huron here. So anyhow, I'm going to check around on the other bands, other frequencies on this band, and maybe check the other bands as well. So I am still live streaming. But anyhow, good talking with you guys. Everybody have a great rest of the day. Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie at the top of the hour.
Okay, very good, DJ. Yep, sorry for that. I had your page up and then I lost it, so I wanted to say precisely where you were, but I didn't have it in front of me. My apologies. Anyway, love the live stream, and I like the metering that you've added. It looks really, really cool. Anyway, you take care. Have a good afternoon, and we'll talk to you again soon. VA3QK.
Yep, 7-3.
WAA OPR. But,
I was going all over the place. And
I'm just far enough.
the feed line. Managed to.
Kilo Alpha 4 Whiskey Radio, Kilo America, number 4 Washington Radio. Is that a Roger? $17 IZ1, Radio Zulu Oscar, India Zebra 1, Romeo Zebra Ocean, CQ 17 meters.
First off, call sign. Go ahead.
Okay, Ray's call is Kilo 1.
K1 using the frequency, KF5K. Vertical now, but yeah, you wouldn't. From people that I've run across who knew my dad back in the day, and also a lot of people who have. Who was a president of the quarter century wire. Separate elements for that are resonant.
On the Romeo Zebra Ocean, CQ 70 meters.
Kilo Delta 4, Charlie X-Ray Echo, got you 59, Tennessee.
It's a Kenwood TS510. However, Allied got a hold of them and wanted to import it into the U.S., but they put their own name on it.
Too soon. Don, I had back surgery a while back, and they want me to take care of myself and all that.
Yeah, that's, you got to do that. I've got.
Charlie Alpha Radio out there. My call is.
where's everybody been? Well, Tommy's warming up his shack, so it's a good time to talk now. Oh, okay. Very good indeed.
The bands aren't all that active. Anyhow, I'm in the stream.